modes of reproduction. Reproduction is one of the fundamental characters of all the living organisms. So what is the purpose of reproduction in living organisms? Means to maintain the population. So the population of young ones, middle aged and the aged one, all the group of personalities have to be maintained. For that purpose, reproduction is one of the reasons. Next, continuation of species. Okay, the number of individuals related to one species have to be increased. So in order to increase the number of individuals of the species, reproduction is one of the characteristic which are reproduction is one of the reason for that continuation of the species. And when such continuation is taking place, there is a possibility of variations, that is changes which are taking place from one generation to the other generation. If these variations are taking place, it leads to acquiring new characters from one generation to next generation, and as that variations are continued for many number of generations, that lead to evolution also. So these are some of the reasons for the reproduction, that is reproduction is required for maintaining population, continuation of species, variation, and also the existence of life of the organism. Is one of the reason where reproduction is one of the vital role. Reproduction is playing one of the vital role in maintaining the number of individuals and also life of an organism. And when you talk about life here, so here if you take the lifespan of a living organism, it is not the same time period of lifespan is there for all the living organisms. So it depends upon the nature of the particular living species or the genera. So there are some living organisms which will survive for very few days, like or very few weeks, few months. Some will survive for few years and some are surviving for many number of years also. Likewise, the lifespan of living organisms will be ranging from very few days to many number of years. And here the lifespan is maintained depending upon its physiological nature and environmental condition in which it is surviving. And here lifespan generally contains particularly three stages are present. One is juvenility, maturity, aging, and senescence. So these are stages where we can observe in a lifespan of any living organism. Juvenility is a young stage we can consider, where the organism will prepare itself for participating in the reproductive process. So here we can consider that vegetative characters are very well developed in the juvenility or juvenile stage, or we can consider this as a vegetative stage also. Second was maturity. So maturity is a stage where living organisms will start participating in the reproduction. That is, they have the hormonal changes will be taking place. Because of the hormonal changes, the reproductive structures will be formed, and those reproductive structures will start participating in the reproduction such that they will produce the offsprings or the daughter organisms. Next one, aging or senescence. Aging is a stage where the gradual degradation of the living organism is taking place, and senescence is the irreversible stage of a life where it leads to death of a living organism. So these are the three stages which we can observe in a lifespan of any living organism. And here lifespan of, as I said, that lifespan of living organisms is not same in all the living organisms, such that if you take the example of mango and a peepal plant. So mango plant contains lifespan which is very short when compared to the peepal plant. So likewise there is a change in the lifespan of living organisms. So based on that one, we can consider some plants as ephemerals, some as annuals, some as biannuals, and some as perennials also. If we talk about the ephemeral plants, ephemerals are the one which will survive for very short period of time, particularly for few weeks only. So this type of character can be seen in some desert growing plants. whereas annuals, the plants which will survive for one season or 1 year are called as annuals, and they complete their entire life cycle within that short period of lifespan. And the biennials are the one which will survive for 2 years or 2 seasons. In the first year, they will show the juvenility or vegetative stage, where they start performing the vegetative growth and increase in the size and structure of that living organism. Whereas when it enters into the second stage, that is reproductive stage, or in the second year they will enter into reproductive stage, where they start reproducing until the death. That is, by the second year the lifespan of that living organism will be over. Then next one is a perennial plants. These are the one which will survive for many number of years, and here there is no specific deviation between the vegetative stage and the reproductive stage, as like we had seen in the biennial plants, because in biennial plants the first year was a vegetative stage and the second year is the reproductive stage. But in perennials, every year the vegetative stage and the reproductive stage will be coming in a cyclic manner. That is a life cycle we can consider. So in particular season they will be showing the more vegetative growth, and in particular season they will be showing more reproductive growth. When they participate in when they are showing the reproductive growth, they start producing the flowers. The flowers will participate in pollination, fertilization, and produce the fruits. And after fruit production, once again they will enter into vegetative stage. So that repeatedly the vegetative and the reproductive stages are occurring in the life cycle of perennial plants. So there is no clear deviation of vegetative and reproductive stages. That is, clear deviation means it is not restricted to one particular time period. So such type of changes can be observed in the life cycle of various types of plants and other type of living organisms. Types of reproductions. In living organisms, basically there are 3 types of reproductions are there. Those are vegetative reproduction, asexual reproduction, and sexual reproduction. So these are the 3 basic type of reproductions that are being observed in various groups of living organisms, starting from lower organisms like Monera protistans, algae, fungi, bryophyta, pteridophyta, gymnosperms, and also in the angiosperms. Or if we take the Whittaker system, we can say Monera protistans, fungi, animalia, and also in the plantae. In all the groups we can observe either one, 2 or all the 3 types of reproductions in their life cycle.